Each girl that has come to New Life Refuge has really touched my heart in a special way. But I want to tell you about a girl we'll call Julie, who was taken into CPS custody when she was 14 years old. Her stepfather had been abusing her, and so Family Protective Services removed she and her little brother from the home. She was very close to her little brother, but when they removed the two of them, they had to separate them. Her last family member that she had contact with was her grandmother, and her grandmother was dying, and she really wanted to go and visit her.
It started with a phone call from the house mother from the ranch. They had told me that Julie had locked herself in a room, that she was very upset. She had a grandmother that she wanted to go see. The grandmother lived 8 hours away, and they had tried to explain to her that it just wasn't possible for somebody to just drop everything and take her to go see her grandmother. So they had asked if I could possibly come and talk to her. I just had a session with Julie the day before, equine therapy, and it went really well. So they felt like maybe I could help her. So I showed up at the ranch. I went to Julie's door, and on the outside of the door was a sign in big letters that said, "Go away." So I tapped on the door and I said, "Hey Julie, it's Rochelle." So it took a few minutes and she opened the door and I walked in and she was completely dressed, ready to go. Had her bags packed and had her makeup on and she was ready to go. I sit down on the bed and I immediately looked up at a bulletin board, and she had written just some ugly stuff up there that I could just tell she was in just a bad place. Wasn't the same girl I'd seen the day before. Her personality was totally different. And I asked her what was going on, and she explained to me about her grandmother, that she was sick and she felt like she needed to be there. And she was dead set. She wanted to go. And she told me, if somebody doesn't take me, I'm gonna jump out that window and I'm gonna go myself. At that point, I felt like it was probably time to change the subject a little bit. So we started talking about music and her family, and I sat with her on the bed for probably about 2 hours. We listened to all types of music, but I just felt like she needed me, and I was very, very glad that I was able to spend that time with her. Once I left, I called back to the house mom and asked if there had been any change, and she said absolutely. She said she came down for dinner, she came down, took her medicines.
I can't tell you where Julie would be today. I hate to think what might have happened to her if New Life Refuge had not been an option for her. But what I can tell you is that today, because of the volunteers that are part of our program and the amazing staff, she is doing phenomenal. She is in a naval ROTC program. She is looking forward to her freshman year of college, becoming an animal science major with her sights set on becoming a veterinarian. So it's such a blessing to be able to have a front row seat to the healing that these girls experience, that only the Lord can provide, but we get to provide the safe space in which they get to experience that healing.